Okay, so let's begin with the song. So the first thing you need to know is that the tuning is a little bit weird. It's kind of a like a drop D tuning, but half step down. So we need to tune the guitar half step down, and then of course grab the sixth string, the sixth, and lower it by one tone, to D flat. So for example, the sixth string needs to sound like this. The fifth, the fourth, the third, the second, and the first. All right. So now what we need to do, we need to cover the main riff of the song. We have like two or maybe four different riffs. So the first and the main one is going to be. Then the next one. All right, so that's what we're going to do. This is the first round, and we're going to repeat a lot of this on the first part and the first burst of the song. So we need to go and do an A position, and we strike the open A, then second of the D, second of the G, and back to second of the D, sorry. That's the idea. Pretty simple. Then we make a bar on the third fret of pretty much the first three strings. So we do 3, 3, 3, and we finish on the 3 of the A, and then open string. One more time. One more time. And now what we need to do, we need to use the open A and the open D, and we do something like that. One more time. Right? So really, really simple. Now the second round of this, we start the same way. And until the open E string, it's D string in this case, it's the same idea. We just repeat the same motion. But now it's going to change. We're going to do something like that. That's what we're going to do. So we go to the D string, we slide to the fourth position one time, then we strike 4 again, and we go to 3 of the A string, back to 4 of the D, back to 3 of the E, back to 4, and then open G string. Right? So we repeat this round a lot of times. The last time we do it, it's before that we actually when we're going to be changing this is when we go to the chorus or the chorus. So we're going to play something else. The first part, it's pretty much the same. There's only one tiny difference. I'm not sure if you noticed what's new on this part. So we start the same way. And until that part, it's exactly the same. Now, then, what we're going to do, the only thing we are doing is just adding one more open A string. That's the only difference. And now things are going to change. We're going to do the following. So that's what we're going to do. And this part comes before the chorus. This is the last part we play on the verse before entering the chorus. And if you notice, we have, it's much, much stronger because the chorus is really strong. So we start the same way. Again, that part is the same thing. And then we do that. We do slide to the fourth of the D string, and we pretty much strike it 4 times. With the slide included. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we go to the 3, the third position of the A string, we strike it twice, and then open D string and open G string. And then, of course, we enter the chorus. Right, so on the chorus, we have three different riffs. The first one, we're gonna repeat it throughout the whole chorus. The second riff is just, the riff before we end, and then the ending riff, which is where we end the chorus. So the main riff, the one we're gonna repeat the whole time, is gonna be something like this. That's what we can do, and we're gonna do it several times. So we go to open A string and second fret of the D, and we strike it twice, right? Then we need to go to the third string, to the G string. We strike the fourth position, and we do a bend. Now, if you notice, if you listen to the original track, we are doing a bend and no release. So when we do the bend, we kill the note. If you listen again, it's not like that. We don't do that. It's just bend, kill the note. Then same idea, but this time we go to the third position, we make a bar on 6th and 5th, strike it twice, and same idea. And to finish, so we strike several times the open E, open A, and to finish, we go again to the fourth and the band. All right, and we repeat that riff many times. Now, when the chorus ends, and it's saying advice, and then the last part, your advice, we do something else. So when we go to advice, we're gonna do the following. We do that. So we make a bar on the third and the fifth, right? On the sixth and the sixth and the fifth string, and we strike it several times for just one tiny bar. Right? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the next part, we do it 3 times with the open string. We just strike three times with the open string. Open E and open A. 1, 2, 3, 4. After we do it 3 times, the open string, we're gonna go again to the fourth position and we're gonna strike it 4 times. Right? 4 different times. The first one is the bend. We do the bend and we keep the bend on that position. We do the bend and then we strike 1, 2, 3, and the third one, the last one, which is the fourth one, we do a release. And after we do the release, we play the open D and the open G. Let's go again. Right? Both strings. One, 2, 3, 4. So on this one, it's the one, this riff, we're gonna do it before the last one, right? And the last one, it's pretty much the same idea, but we change things a little bit because the last round, it's the one we use before going to the verse, and then the verse things are, we calm down things. So we cannot end something like this. So what we do, we start the same way, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we play the open strings just one time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then we do that. Again, we repeat the same idea than before. We go to the 4, and we do a slide, and including the slide, we use the 4 4 times. Then 3 of the A string, we do it twice, and then open D string. Right. And that's the end of the chorus. All right. So on the next one, we're gonna go to the solo. Okay, on the solo, I've changed the pickup to use this one and not this one. I was using this one, now I'm using the bridge pickup. So, what do we need to do? We need to do... So we need to do something like that. Of course, it sounds a little bit off because in the original song, we have a lot of distortion. We have kind of a destructive sound. And of course, you will need to buy a fuzz or something that has, you know, that kind of distortion. Okay, so what are we gonna be doing? We go to the 12th of the A string, we strike it just one time, and then we go to 12th of the G string. And we do that. We strike 12, we do a bend, a release, bend, a release, and a pull off to 10. To move forward, we go to 10 of the A string, we strike it one time, and we do pretty much the same idea, but this time we do a bend on the 10, a release, and a pull off to the, to the 9 fret. And again, to move forward, we go to 8 of the A string, and now things are going to change. We go to 9, we do a bend, a release, and we do 9, 7, and then to finish go to the D string and 10 and 9. Let's go again. I'm sorry, when we go to 9, the last part, it's a bend and there's no release. And then we go just try to 9, 7, and do that. And then we do one more round of the same idea. Oh, sorry. And to finish, we finish playing an A chord, open A string, second and second. So that is it. That's the only thing we need to do. Now, of course, if you listen to the original track, we have a lot more distortion. So I've activated a fuzz pedal. It's a Super Rica or Super Rica in Spanish. It's a pedal from Seymour Duncan. I really like it because it's very versatile. It's not just one type of fuzz. We can get a lot of sounds of it. So I'm using the pickup. So okay, so it sounds a little bit better, a little bit more, original to the final track, the original song. So again, if you're asking yourself, how can I get that kind of sound from my amp? You really can't. You cannot do it. The amps, they come with just a normal drive, so they don't have this kind of distortion. You need to use a pedal or maybe buy a pedal board. I'm using a Line 6 HELIX, and I use it with other pedals, just like the Super Rica. And yeah, you will need to get a pedal for this. No way. There's no way around this. Okay, so that is it. That's the only thing we have left on this song. Everything else, we just repeat the same sections. It's just a very, very easy song. Okay, so again, if this worked for you, the tutorial was help you in some way, I'm glad. Thank you for watching and catch you on the next one.